So you've had this machine for a while now.
Yeah, 3 years.
All right. And,
Well, we've had the engine on there for 3 years.
okay. And I'm Jan, and you're Randall.
Randy, yes.
Randy, yeah. And it's been an adventure.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah, you've taken it all the way out west, right?
Seattle, we've been to Seattle with it, yes.
Well, not flying it.
No, but we trailered it there and we flew out west. As far west as Idaho.
Okay. And it seems like you're making friends everywhere you go.
Oh yes, yeah.
Tell us about how that all works.
Well, I spot people on Facebook or the internet
Yeah.
and contact them. They fly powered parachutes, and so I tell them we're going to be traveling through their area, and they've invited me to come and stay and fly with them. And sometimes it's worked out, sometimes it hasn't because they had to work or the weather wasn't right. But we've had quite an adventure.
Now, so you fly. You have what powered parachute is this?
This is Pegasus, Parachute Pegasus.
Okay, and normally it would have like anything from like a 582 up to a 912 maybe?
Just 582. The 912s are on the air wheels.
Okay, and then but it's a two-seater,
Yes,
and your wife rides with you,
always.
Mary. And then how's the performance when you fly next to somebody that has a 912?
When we fly someone with a 912, we can match whatever they do as far as climb rate, everything. It's pretty much equal to a 580, not a 582, a 912.
With the three-cylinder Viking 90?
Yes.
Okay. Now right now you're running a power fin, I think, propeller?
Power fin, yes, that's
And
correct.
normally you would run, I think you're waiting for a new propeller?
Yeah, a Lugo prop from
Okay.
Ukraine. We had one on, and it was a better performer, and so we're going to go back to that.
Okay, four-blade Lugo or NR.
NR.
Prop, yeah. And now you guys came to visit us again because we live in Florida, you live in Florida, and I had a project for you.
Yes.
So tell us what do you about what we did, and we'll talk about it.
We installed a new electronic module for the engine and a knock sensor. So if the engine starts to knock, it will sense it and cut back on the timing, whatever. So it's more of a safety feature than anything as far as the engine goes.
So we started out with the 90. We tried to maintain simplicity throughout. We had a tiny little control unit for it. Then as the newer ECUs became available, it was just a matter of adding a knock sensor to the engine and 2 wires and plug that in. So that was the easy part. And then we had to do the tuning to make sure the knock sensor was talking to the ECU, and we had help across the world. That was the cool part?
That
right?
was very cool, yeah. From across the ocean.
Yeah.
We had someone that was programming the ECU while we had the engine running.
Yeah, and
that was cool.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So physically, right in here, we had a smaller ECU mounted, basically half the width of this one, and it only had one connector, actually the same connector as what we have now. So that was easy. Just replace it, plug it in, and then we added another connector that has 2 wires in it, and it goes up to the knock sensor that's mounted to the engine, and it talks to the ECU, and then we did the tuning and all that. So worked out really well. We thought maybe we would get even more power by adding a little bit more ignition timing, a little bit more fuel. But it actually showed that the tuning originally was absolutely perfect.
Right.
So it became more of a safety feature in case you get a little bit of some lesser than perfect gasoline and all that. It will now take care of it and protect it. So,
Right.
Well, thank you for coming down and helping with this.
Oh, good. It was my pleasure, yes.
Yeah.
We always enjoy seeing you guys, and anything to keep the machine running good is great. We love it. I get better fuel mileage than I had with the 582, better performance than I had with the 582. It does everything that I wanted it to do when we initially went into this project to switch it over from the 582 to the Viking 90.
Yep, and you were instrumental with, because you're a fabricator yourself, making brackets and making it work and mounting it, and then we helped you with, obviously, the things we do every day, which is the computer and the wiring and getting up and running and so forth and so on, and the fuel system. Now, tell me about the update you did to the radiator.
The radiator, when we initially had the radiator mounted, we mounted it right behind these pylons here.
Uh-huh.
And in looking at it, I thought maybe by the air coming through the radiator was getting restricted by this portion of the prop.
Well, clearly, initially we did that because we tried to
was
get
the
as much cooling as possible.
Yeah, yes.
But then you realized you had plenty of cooling, right?
Plenty of cooling. So I moved it ahead that far, 8 inches, and now the air is coming around it here, and I'm running 100 less RPMs at cruise, and the cooling is it's just the same.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, all in all, like you said, you started this project. We helped you with the project, and now, how long have you flown this?
There's
machine?
125 hours on the engine.
Which for powered parachutes, quite a bit, right? Because
Well, it's 3 years. We've put the engine on here 3 years ago in October.
okay.
Yeah.
And a normal powered parachute flight's like maybe an hour and a half.
Yes.
an
Yeah.
hour,
Uh-huh. We get an hour and a half flight, no problem. Still got plenty of fuel left.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's perfect for cross country work now.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
again, and we'll see you soon.
Okay. Very good.
Take care.